Spider-Man Homecoming was one of the biggest movies of the year. Total side note, I really enjoyed the movie. And I know that it wasn't perfect. I know a lot of you had a problem with the way Spider-Man sounded throughout the movie and it got on your nerves a little bit. But honestly, I thought Tom Holland did a great job in the movie, and he may be my favorite out of all the Spider-Men. Spider-Man. One of the things that made the movie really cool was the technology. For the first time, we got to see some of the technology that was actually in Spider-Man's suit. Normally we'd see him use his spidey senses, kind of low-tech Spider-Man. This was more of a high-tech Spider-Man. And one of the really cool things in his suit, you know, the spider drone that came out of his chest that would do a little recon for him and send images back to his mask, and it was really a cool thing. Well, the folks at Skyrocket, and in case you forgot who the folks at Skyrocket are, they make a lot of cool drones, but they also made Recoil, you know, the augmented reality laser tag set that we loved, and you could probably look at the video that I'm going to put right up there. Well, the folks at Skyrocket came up with this really cool drone to celebrate the movie, and actually it's the official drone from Spider-Man Homecoming, and it is called Spider Drone. What is Spider Drone? What can it do? What sort of features does it have? Is it fun to fly? I don't know. That's why we're doing this. The folks at Skyrocket were kind enough to send us this Spider Drone. Let me put on my old man glasses here. Just to give you an idea of some of the features, I'll hold it up while I'm reading this to you. Direct drive motors, front and back lights, dual flight modes, auto launch and auto land, which I think is really cool. These cool LED lights in the front that make him look even more like a spider. You have voice feedback controller from Spider-Man's virtual assistant. He talks to you. That is really cool. So I have not opened this up yet. I have not tried it. I am excited to try it because, as I said, I know Skyrocket has made some really cool drones in the past. So what do you say we unbox this sucker and see what Spider Drone is all about? Lame unboxing knife. I have to say it every time because I know it's lame, and I don't want you to think that I don't know that it's a lame knife. There's usually one piece of tape that, there we go. Found the one piece of tape. Now, again, I feel the need to say this to you guys because, you know, a lot of you wonder about this sort of thing. Again, this is not a sponsored video. Yes, the folks at Skyrocket did send us this drone to review and share with you, but all the thoughts I'm going to share with you are my own thoughts. I'm not paid to talk about it, not an ad, yada, yada, yada. You get the point. I got to tell you, I kind of like the packaging. I like the black design as I pull it out of the box. Look at this. On the inside of the box, you even get the Spider-Man logo. Can you see that? I'll try and get it so you can actually, how cool is that? So yeah, kudos to the folks at Skyrocket for making a really cool box and packaging. I know for a lot of people it doesn't matter. Kind of a sucker for good aesthetics like that. Oh man, look at that. That looks pretty awesome. A little bigger than I thought. In the box it made it look like it was a little smaller, but look at that. How cool is that? That is Spider Drone. We lift the box off. This actually comes out of the box in its own little container, and I will get it out of there in a second. But in the box, you also get the Spider Drone instructions right here, the flying guide, which I'm going to look at in a minute. Here's what you see on the inside of the box for the rest of the accessories and the things that are in there. And I'll tell you right now, it seems like we have a little box that has accessories inside. And we will open this up and see what accessories it actually comes with. It looks like we get a charging cable, spare props, and the batteries in here. 3.7 volt LiPo battery, which is good, which just means it's going to have a lot of power. LiPo batteries tend to be a little smaller, a little lighter, run a little hotter, but also give your devices, in this case a drone, a lot more power. So that's nice to have a LiPo battery in there. There is the little remote, which is put in there pretty darn nicely. I don't want to break it. There we go. Little rip. Yes, this means I can't send it back. Box is off to the side. This is the remote. But you have, oh look, there's auto, flight mode, manual, different kinds of flight modes. There's a launch and land button, which is something, that's a feature you usually see in more high-end drones, more expensive DJI and, you know, all the really expensive drones. But they put an auto launch and an auto land feature that's mapped to this right sort of joystick button. You can see that. I didn't charge the battery to complete capacity because I was excited to get it over here and to show you how it works. Little note for you guys. When you have a device like this, LiPo battery, non-LiPo battery, basically you're supposed to charge it all the way, especially the first time you use it. You're supposed to charge it all the way and then use it. But I also wanted to see how much of a charge it came with from the factory. So I gave it a little charge. I put the battery in. It kind of slides in the back of the drone, and then you plug in the battery to the back of the drone. But I'm going to hold off on doing that so we can do it together. This remote takes 3 AAA batteries. Those are put in. Old man glasses again, ready to go. So here's what the instructions say to do, and I'm going to follow the exact same instructions. Okay, so basically we are putting the Spider Drone on a flat surface facing away from me. That's important because that way when you're doing the controls, you'll have the same perspective as the drone itself. Forward will be forward, backward will be backward. If you have it facing you, you have to sort of think in reverse, which for some people, if you're not an experienced drone pilot, thinking in reverse is kind of hard. Forward means backward. So anyway, always, especially the first several flights, have it facing the same direction that you are facing so it can be a one-to-one control. Flat surface, check. Plug in Spider drone. I am plugging in Spider drone. I heard a little satisfying click. Oh, red light flashing in the back, white lights flashing in the front, as you can see. Now, all they say to do is just hit the power button.
Welcome back, Spider-Man.
Did you hear that? Welcome back, Spider-Man. That's so cool.
Spider drone is now operational.
Well, I was going to wait to see if it was paired and go through the whole, but it just told you, that's all you have to do. Power on the controller, it pairs by itself. How cool is that? Very. Okay, so now let's try the auto launch and see how that works. Now, I told you it has a button here with dedicated auto launch and auto landing. This does not have GPS built in, so the auto landing doesn't mean return to home. It's not going to return to wherever you took off from. It just means that when when you're hovering, when you hit auto land, it will land wherever you are. So you should know that going in. It doesn't have GPS that would allow it to do return to home. Auto landing is a very cool feature. So let's see how auto takeoff works.
Auto launch initiated. Stand clear.
Let's try that again. Okay, here we go.
Auto launch initiated. Stand clear.
This is a little scary. It needs a little more room. Let's try it one more time. Let's see how it goes. I'll move the camera back. Okay, let's see how it goes.
Auto launch initiated. Stand clear.
Oh, wow, okay. Okay, first thing I can tell you is this thing's got a lot of power. The controls are pretty twitchy, but I mean that in a good way because it's fairly responsive. Oh, look at this. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna activate the, whoa. Okay, this has some serious power. And the one thing I didn't do before we started is sort of dial in the settings because it has these little buttons on here. I'm thinking it might be a little too powerful to fly indoors because it really wants to go. So maybe we'll give this a little outdoor test? Should we? All right, let's go. Okay, so as you can see, we have now moved this to outside. Spider drone is right here at my feet. I love that when you turn it back on, it says, "Welcome back, Spider-Man." Just a really cool touch. The voice thing is, it may be gimmicky for some people, but I think it's kind of cool. Makes you feel like you're really flying the drone that's in the movie. So we moved this outside because, as I said before, this thing was a little too powerful for indoors. And yeah, I think it'd be better served out here. So let's try it again. Let's do launch.
Auto launch initiated. Stand clear.
Now this is much better. Okay, so like I said, it has these trim functions that let you, if it's drifting, oh, this is neat. Okay, now I got the hang of this. So it wants to dive down a little bit. I can set the trims up. I have to say, it really is Now that I have it outside, I'm not afraid of crashing indoors. Oh, I like it. I like you have the red lights in the back, the white lights in the front. You have to work a little bit to do exactly what you want to do. And you should definitely, there are 3 different modes of control. I would start on the easiest mode just till you get the hang of it. Also, you'll notice the props are mounted on the bottom of the drone, which looks kind of cool and also protects them naturally. The spider legs kind of act as prop guards, which is really clever. I want to initiate the landing feature again and see how that works, okay? Here we go. Let's land it.
Activating auto land sequence.
You hear the motor winding up and winding down, and now it should cut off. Now it should cut off. It isn't cutting off yet. Now it's off. A couple of things we learned. Number 1, this is definitely for use outside. Inside, it might be, especially if you're just learning how to fly it, inside might be a little bit twitchy. It does generate a lot of power. These motors are really, really good, which, if you're a drone fan, is a good thing because it'll give you a lot more control, a lot more power. I do love the voice interaction. I think it's a cool feature. Again, maybe a little gimmicky. Does it help in the flight mode? Not really, but it really is cool in a sort of immersive way into the movie universe, into the Marvel world. I really like the controller. Fits nicely in the hand. Feels like a video game controller, which for a lot of us is really good because a lot of us are used to playing video games. Launch and land does work well. Takes a little while for the motors to wind down. There's also an auto flight mode where I think you can have it hover in place. It's more of like a hover lock mode, which is kind of a nice feature. Again, for a sub $100 drone, you can find this. It retails for $99, but I've seen it for $89 and as low as $79 if you're willing to shop online and find the lowest price. You're getting a really, really cool drone. Looks really, really cool. The little spider eyes that light up white in the front, red in the back. Very easy to charge. USB charger comes with it. Just plugs into any USB slot in your computer or a powered hub. Charges up the LiPo battery. I will go give it a full charge as soon as I go back inside. This is not going to be comparable to a Mavic or a Spark or, any of the great Autel drones or unique drones. This is not meant to be that. It's meant to be a fun drone that you can fly. It uses Sky Viper technology, and Sky Viper is Skyrocket's whole line of drones, and they use proprietary technology to make sure it flies and responds really well. And it works really well. It makes me want to try the other drones that Skyrocket has in their Sky Viper line. You hear that, Skyrocket? I'm coming back for more drones. I hope you liked the video. I hope you liked learning a little bit about the Spider drone from Spider-Man Homecoming, the movie. And if you want to learn more, let us know with a comment below. And if you like the video, feel free to always give us a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe, because not only does it help us bring you these videos, it also makes you eligible for all of our giveaways. And we have a really special one coming up very soon. That's all I'm going to say. Again, hope you liked the video, and we'll see you on the next one. Oh,